Alright, time for another draftphysics.com, debatephysics.com also. Video presentation. So just comments. Try again. For some reason, there's a whole bunch of new comments, and they're all just, one sentence, throwing insults. So this is the best the science defenders can do. You ask them to explain a lever, they can't do it. So they're on all kinds of videos, which is also funny. I don't know exactly why, but whatever. We'll see. We'll see what they come to. So this one starts with a time code. That's always so helpful, right? Anyway, and you think that water cannot erode things. So that's a nonsense. To quote yourself, that's pretty stupid. So I don't think water can erode things. So you really think there was somewhere in the video where I said water can't erode things? Yeah, I don't think anywhere in the video I said that. So we know that's junk. Okay. You display a lot of criticism in your corrected debunking of flat earth theory. I don't even understand that. Cynicism. Yes, well, flat earth is, again, that's a conspiracy theory. That requires billions of people, literally, to be in on some sort of conspiracy. I mean, every engineer almost on the planet has to be part of your conspiracy. I mean, it's too ridiculous. And frankly, I knew a rocket scientist, sort of, my father. He wasn't lying. Oh, it's just so silly. It seems that you are unhappy with some laws of physics. I'm sorry, you say they're laws of physics, and what they are is stupid religious statements. Anyway, have you presented an alternative theory? So isn't this a waste of time? So obviously you haven't gone on to the website at all. You haven't looked at anything. Fuck. Amazing. So I'm not going to bother answering you because it's such a stupid question. I only have thousands of videos. And there's just really no excuse. I mean, I think the statement I make describing the channel kind of covers the fact that I have an alternative theory. All right. So, yes, fuck you. You have to be willing to invest a little bit of energy and time. If you're not willing to invest a little bit of energy and time, why should I pay any attention at all? Come on. You're just a liar and wonder why people won't debate you. So what did I lie about? So we don't have that either. So where's my lies? You see, you're supposed to list my crimes. So I can put my statement here and I can put your statement next to it. So it has to be a little more specific than that. So if I'm guilty of some egregious crime, you have to detail what the crime was. Oh, brother, man, you really, this proves the point. Human beings are ignorant scum. I mean, they might as well not have any brain because they can't do anything with it, right? I mean, a little intelligence is a dangerous thing. It's just a fact. All right. Efficient inability to understand the difference between velocity and acceleration. Well, I do know the difference. One of them is a change in velocity and one of them is a velocity. But they're both velocities. Changing velocity requires you to add velocity, right? You're adding a component of something, okay? And the whole point is, especially with gravity, is that clearly the component you're adding is a consistent amount of stuff per unit of time. I'm sorry, you're way too stupid. Not my fault. Oh, brother. All right, this is on willfully physics. It's just another study. Okay, so that's the newest video. You are a sad individual, and you are useless. Mush. You might as well not even know what a language is because you can't use it. These 5 words don't say anything. It doesn't matter what kind of individual I am. I'm making physics arguments. You have to counter the physics argument. The physics argument in your face right now is a lever decisively proves the law of the lever, a 4,000, 10,000-year-old theory, okay, that's been tested 1 billion times, basically says mv squared is impossible. It's totally inconsistent with how levers function, balances function. Oh, brother. So I'm just saying, for anybody who has some doubts about this, is really just about the nature of human beings, that this is their nature. They can't do better than this. They can't fairly or rationally or reasonably deal with anything. Everything is some sort of personal agenda. They can't do anything intelligently. Okay, you're an absolute nut job. So again, proven by what statement I have made. Okay, it's clear you partook enthusiastically in the 60s and 70s. So again, now, anytime somebody has long hair, it means they did drugs. I had long hair before I was of an age. Well, I guess that's not true. I was smoking. But, what, I mean, it's just saying whatever to that statement. I've obviously made statements about drugs be bad, okay? You should be able to do better with your life than, waste your time just looking for some sort of chemical wank. And unfortunately, it took 90% of your brain cells. So again, there's no evidence of that, and there's certainly no evidence that the simulation doesn't work, that my arguments about the double slit experiment aren't perfectly valid. So again, just nothing. It's just a lie for you to say this crap. All right, it's just lying. So you just show you can't make an honest argument. All right, you cannot nor will not disprove anything that true science has as discovered. Yeah. So they discovered mv squared by just stating it. Okay, just by saying it. Well, four times the distance. It has to be 4 units of force. Because it's 4 times the distance. Yes, it's 9.8 meters per second, but I'm not going to pay any attention to that. What does that have to do with science? I mean, you people are just so pathetic. So hopefully you can see the screen names here. Gooders, whatever that is. I generally do not believe that you even believe what you say. So again, how could somebody lie that much? I mean, if anything, okay? I mean, I'm willing to pay people. I've offered Veritasium and Thunderfoot $4,000. I mean, I can show you the emails. There's no catch. All they have to do is play my argument. That's all they have to do is play my argument on their channel, and they get $4,000. If I didn't believe what I'm saying, you think I would do that? You fucking kook. I mean, how ingenuous can these people be? It has gotten you the attention you have never had. So this channel gets no attention. And this is the attention it gets. It's just false accusations by morons like you. What the fuck are you talking about? I've spent 10 years making physics arguments, drawing them over and over, all these points I've been making. Why the fuck would I do any of that if this is about attention? Oh, amazing nonsense. So good luck with that part. Just so bad. Well, this Jerry guy said something. What does he say? He'll be better off if he had. You know what, Jerry? You're done here, okay? I mean, you can't make an argument, and that's the best you can do is comment on a piece of shit comment like that. Fuck you. I mean, just too ridiculous. I'll give these other assholes another chance. But, fuck you, Jerry. Let's see, how's that Nobel Prize coming for ya? Okay, some people didn't, like Alan Aspect had to wait 30, 40 years? That's good. A good 40 years he had to wait, right? Now, I don't think he deserves one, okay? I think he's a charlatan and a fake, a phony, and a fraud. But the fact is he had to wait a long fucking time for it, didn't he, fuckhead? Oh, amazing. Jesus, what tripe. How stupid can you be? Go back to 4th grade. So again, this is a physics argument. This is cat of the castle. I just, you're just saying, what is this? Is this one troll with 4,000 accounts? I mean, what the fuck is this? Every comment is nonsense. Every single one. I mean, not a single, these are just religious kooks, right? That's all this is. This is just Satan, Satan, Satan possessing you. You're full of demons. That's all they're doing. Oh, it's amazing. Ya jackass. Simon Dan says hi. I don't even know what that means, but Simon Dan is a weasel. I mean, he makes fun of retarded people. Wow. Why is that even a channel on the internet? Why? I mean, obviously you could accuse flat earthers of being insincere, right? I mean, come on, there's just such glaring evidence, and they never really explain how, yes, there's millions of people secretly going, let's not let them know it's a flat earth. Let's not let them know it's a flat earth. Let's make these fake, images of weather systems and stuff. Yeah, let's sit there draw fake clouds and fake shit and fake curvatures. I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous. They obviously don't believe it. They're just pulling your fucking nutsack, and you react. You assholes react, and that's all they're looking for. They're the attention whores, retards. Oh, amazing. And you're just playing right into their hands. All right, look at this. A real comment. Let's see if it says anything. It's gotcha begaria. Yeah, so he's got some sort of disease. And he likes to play with pentagrams and shit. When you're responding to Piro, you state that you have good reason to believe that I believe what I believe because I have, let's see, countered it with no evidence and with no arguments. Your arguments are insane. What I said was Piro is not on the subject, but that's kind of a long quote, but fine if that's what I said. You can't say their arguments are insane. Well, yeah, I sort of can. When they say that you have to fall through thin ice, that's an insane argument. When they say when I put 1 pound on a scale and then I put a second pound on the same scale, same weight, same everything, and I had 1 unit of energy with 1 pound on it, and I have 4 units of energy when I put the second pound on it, that's an insane argument. Okay, but anyway, if they're given no arguments to even view as insane, and if they've given arguments, well, my no argument point is that there's no scientific arguments. It's all minutia, per second. It's not per 1 second. It's 9.8 meters per any number of seconds. That kind of crap. And you simply don't like whatever these arguments are, then you can't say they've given no arguments. So he's making a technical point here that you can't call a non-argument an insane argument. Oh, God. It's just so spectacularly. What you imagine what this guy does with his time. Oh, he counts the little hairs on his butt. How many today? See ya. Hi. Number 1 and number 2. Okay. Saying they've given no argument. He's going to keep going. Okay. It's countering your belief. And with your very next breath, saying their arguments are insane destroys most, if not all, credibility you have or had. Oh, so that's just amazing, isn't it? I mean, this minutia is just amazing. Okay, so you can't say a shorthand like it. Well, it's 9.8 meters of velocity. Can't say that. You have to say the per 1 second, or they don't get it. They don't understand. All right, so hold on a second. All right, should be back a bit later. Okay, so yeah, whatever. This last comment was just so ridiculous. The minutia. So in defense of the idea that it takes 25 times the electricity to spin something 5 times faster. To defend something just can't be true, and this is what they resort to. All right. The funny thing is he actually knows some physics. Apparently he just doesn't like being told how to make things work. So I don't even understand. Again, the whole, I can go back to the argument, in the double slit experiments where this started. And I couldn't believe that they were actually saying it goes through both slits. I mean, it was on its face so ridiculous. You're just saying, how can they believe that? And that's what forced me to start looking into it. And then I started looking into the whole concept of energy and how things move. And that just, cascaded into a recognition that, no, this is really just about an interaction between something called forces, moving the speed of light, and stuff called matter, that doesn't have any motion until the force gives it to it. And that's all there is. Anyway, it's just amazing. I don't know a lot, but the formulas are a lie. They must be doing a lot of other lies to make it all fit together. Well, the point is they tell you that a cosmic ray could knock the Empire State Building down because they're counting the speed and saying, well, because it's going near the speed of light, it has this preposterous amount of energy. They measured the weight of an electron using this formula. And that's why your atomic weight doesn't equal your actual physical weight. So in spite of the fact they recognize that electrons and protons are the substance of your mass, somehow they don't add up to your weight. That doesn't bother you. That's your bad, fella. All right, to make it all fit together, when I buy a 5-volt electric motor for my Legos, I don't know, you're just like, oh, yeah, it's all a big joke, isn't it? The truth is just a joke. Let's not bother. Let's just tell silly stories and believe them. People are just so hateable. The parody channel, whatever that is right up there with The Onion. Yeah, The Onion's a joke channel, and parody is another word for joking. Okay. Some morons may actually believe they are serious. Physics is just... This was on yesterday's video. How is this relevant, Uncle Kenny? He has a place. Uncle Kenny's place. Ooh. I wonder how fast I would end up in jail if I had a place called, in Mendham's place or some kind of crap like that. I mean, it's just amazing. Very scary, fella. Anyway, talking about looks, have you looked into the mirror lately? So again, I'm 64 years old. 64 years old. You want to do some comparisons to the average 64-year-old? I don't know. I mean, it's so petty, it's so ridiculous, and you're just like, what the fuck? Okay. I am, sorry. Simon Dan isn't very attractive, it's just a fact. Okay. Oh, my comment is gone. I was too rough again. LOL. Truth hurts, I know. Okay, well then I'll just block you, right? Because we know your comment's gone because it's crap. It's not a physics argument. All right. Physics is proving itself. We have cool tech. So again, they think somehow physics theory invented any of this shit, and it didn't. It's Wright brothers. Trial and error. That's how everyone... I mean, they knew of the photoelectric effect in like 1925. And they didn't turn it into a transistor for, until 56 or whatever. I mean, you do understand that, the theory didn't do them any good. Made possible by physics and science. So, again, it wasn't made possible by mv squared. That's the point. They don't land on the moon using mv squared. That's the point. Now, you're arguing they did? Then prove it. Show some evidence that that's the truth. But nothing. Please delete your account. Please die horribly, Dave. That's all you really deserve. I'm not going to read anymore. Yeah, just get what you deserve, you piece of human garbage. Oh, I was supposed to block him. Damn, missed the opportunity. On a scale of 1 to 10, how conspiracy nutcase are you? Okay, so again, I've never said there's a conspiracy. What I've said is you're idiots. Okay, and your screen name kind of proves it. YouTube took my nickname, why not? Okay, so that's his That's his account, okay? And this imbecile is going to say somebody else is something. No, you're too fucking, you're one of those, idiots without any servant. Oh, amazing. So user, some unrecognizable crap. I have to say bravo. Many people are criticizing you, but you have all my support. This is very good proof. Really, very good proof of Dunning-Kruger effect. So again, the law of the lever is actually overtly saying what you're saying isn't true. And your explanation is smiley face, haha. So the argument was presented 300 years ago, and guess what? Most of the physicists said, "Oh yeah, that's a pretty big flaw." Okay, not being consistent with the law of the lever, big flaw. I think will pass. Okay, and then little fairy princess, in France, little rich girl who had slut parties. She convinced everybody that the crystals are real, and they all fell for it. Oh, I mean, amazing. Amazing crap. Do you think really denting clay, just denting the surface with a round object, is a linear test of energy? Do you think so? Dude, you barely know what a dimension is. Yeah, I know there's three physical dimensions, and that's all there are because they form right angles to each other, and you can't smash a fourth one in and call it a dimension because it won't obey the rules. It won't have right angles to the other dimensions. Let alone what energy is. Okay, this is just kind of a waste of my time, right? I clearly sense your confusing momentum of inertia and kinetic energy. Laughing my ass off. And again, you're laughing your ass off while you don't prove that it takes 25 times the electricity to spin a motor 5 times as fast. So you believe it does. Oh, my ass didn't fall off though. But yeah, I'm laughing. Oh, amazing. So then he types absolute mush. That doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Decompose the solid into theoretical elementary solids representing the mechanical energy of each side of the balance. So this isn't going to tell anybody why a balance doesn't work. You then have E equals 1 equals E equals 2. So how does E equal... I don't even know what this means. Since the real solid is stationary, the rotational speed is the same on both theoretical solids. So we get rid of it. So he's saying the rotational speed is the same, even though it's obviously not the same, right? The foreign mass, let's say, is spinning at 1 velocity, and the 2 mass is spinning at 2 velocity. Yeah. The 1 mass. And those two things aren't the same. It's not the same momentum, and it's not the same energy. Assume your masses are cubes and simply suit you. So again, how is this? This is just mush. Let's assume the cubes are made of some material. I've been already through this. We could turn them into atoms. There's no way to turn 500 atoms, okay, going 1 velocity into the same energy, okay, as 100, well, I should say 400. 400 atoms going 1 velocity is the same energy as 100 atoms going 2 velocity. That's not possible, retard. Okay, so anyway, so yeah, strangely, E equals 1/2 mv squared doesn't work if you don't use it when it's applicable. So again, this is just nonsense. Shocker. If you want to know, it's only applicable for linear motion with consistent mass and volume. Newsflash. Angular rotation is the same as a linear motion. It's absolutely no different. The material is forcing it to bend, but it's not using any of its energy, so it maintains the same linear velocity. In other terms, it's not what we have here, internal movements and rotary movement. Yeah, it's exactly the same. There's absolutely no difference. If you stop the rotating object and the thing is free to fly off, it'll fly off with the same linear velocity. Okay, the fact is you don't know what axial projection work doesn't... The fact is you don't know how axial projections work does not disprove science. So I don't even know what that means. All it disproves is your aptitude to talk about science. Alright, so I'll copy this this is, this is more of the gibberish people post. Okay, so they pretend he's making an argument. It's all just gibberish on false premises. Okay, so we'll grab this. So it, yeah, it looks like, oh, look at all that detail. But he's saying absolutely nothing. Just absolute crap. He's not explaining how levers are lying. There's no explanation in here how somehow, these masses aren't really moving these velocities. And it's a pure and perfect demonstration that the one mass moving 4 equals the 4 mass moving 1. That's what works. Alright, I did copy that, right? Yeah, okay, now we'll delete it. Alright, just useless mush. Alright, if a balance is stationary, the velocity is 0. Right. And if either object moves the tiniest bit, then the other object has to move commensurate to that motion. And so if something is moved up, it needs a force to move up. And exactly the same force will be acting on the other object. So the forces will always equal each other, and the only thing that matters is some other force you introduce. Duh. So again, that certainly doesn't prove the law of the lever doesn't work. You are correct in what you say. You are correct that what you say is crap. So I don't even know what that means. You have zero understanding of physics. So, I mean, obviously, if somebody gave me a test on physics, I would be able to answer an awful lot of questions, probably a lot more than you, especially about the detailed history. All right, if you actually cared about the truth, you would bother to learn what physics actually says. So we're arguing about what physics actually says, and we're arguing about an argument that took place in actual physics history over a period of like 150 years, it was argued. That you say things are like 1/2 mv squared can't be true. Demonstrate your ignorance of physics. So again, this is a non-argument. 1/2 mv squared is a calculation. No, it isn't. It's a statement. Mv squared is just a statement by Leibniz, premised on the axiom that 4 pounds dropped 1 foot is the same energy as 1 pound dropped 4 feet. So 1 pound with twice the velocity somehow has the same energy as 4 pounds at 1 velocity, which clearly isn't true. Okay. It's not true or false. Oh, yeah, this is just ridiculous. If you can measure mass, you measure velocity, then 1/2 mv squared is a thing that can be measured. Well, the whole point is where's your evidence? Where's your evidence it takes 5 times the energy to spin something 5 times, 25 times the energy to spin something 5 times as fast? You don't have any, retard. So he posts another comment. Maybe I'll just block him. I have physics authority, whatever that is supposed to mean. I need to pick up a high school. Okay, I'll just block him. This is just a waste of time. You don't post this crap on my videos. Come on. Alright, another one by the same asshole. No, the force does not come from units of time. So we know it's 9.8 meters per 1 second. That's absolutely the truth. So you're just an idiot talking shit. Okay, the units of force are mass times acceleration. It's just too stupid, right? What do you think the 9.8 is, and what do you think it comes in? Units of time. Oh, amazing nonsense. Where do these keep coming from? I don't see these on my list. Alright, so now we're up to 5 hours ago. I saw this icon before. What are all those other particles besides the proton, electron, and neutron? What other particles? Sorry. Is there any video of yours about it? There's little force bits in the simulation, and there's matter bits in the simulation. I mean, you can't figure that part out? Wow. I mean, there's really no point in trying to explain it to you. The little force bits are tiny and going fast. The little matter bits are being pushed around by the little force bits. Not that complicated. Oh, man. Momentum is energy are not the same units. Momentum and energy are not the same units. It doesn't matter what the units are. You can convert foot-pounds into joules. You can convert joules into watts. There's no obligation unit-wise. There's no conflict unit-wise. Electrons and protons are not things. Okay, so and your proof they're not things is you say so. Oh, okay. They are approximations useful for modeling the universe. Well, my point is that I made them not approximations, actual things, and perfectly duplicated charge and the strong force. So in my book, I've done better. Okay, yeah, that's all right. It's in my book that I have done better than that silly explanation. All right, you make me wonder why we closed all the asylums. Oh, that's brilliant. Did you take your meds today? Okay. Go do some research or something. Gag. Yeah. Well, I guess Donald Hoot. I guess we'll just block you. Real waste of time. Oh, here's Adam again. Yes, it really does matter if you have had formal physics education. So why does it matter? It's the same lectures, okay? The textbooks are the same. Have you read Feynman's book? I read it. I mean, what's you know? I mean, Feynman was talking, you know, in the book. It goes through the whole silly little story about how the kid has blocks, and you're gonna, you know, you can't destroy the blocks. They can't disappear. And all you have to do is find where he hid them. That's his understanding of energy. You can't destroy it. You can't make it. There's only a certain number of blocks. That's all there are, and you have to go find it. Where did you do any of that? Where has physics done any of that? The ballistic pendulum loses 99.94% of the kinetic energy. Where did you go looking for the 99% of the blocks that are missing? Your theory says they exist. Now, why didn't you go looking for them? All right, you have been making these videos for at least 3 years, and you are regularly making extreme basic errors, and that's not going to be demonstrated by a single anything. The point is that all the other people are making huge errors, and I've pointed them out over and over and over again. Like using metal wheels, little tiny metal wheels on linear experimental carts. Really bad idea. You know well less than the average high school physics student. So again, you're just a waste of time, Adam. So I already did block you, but I'll do it some more. Yeah. Let's see. You're so delusional that you've convinced yourself with your own bullshit. And the bullshit is what? So again, you can't counter any of the arguments, and all you can do is type this crap. So I've just given you a simple challenge. Go ahead, explain how levers are lying. Why the proof, the evidence the lever's providing regarding what equals what, why it's inaccurate. Explain why it's inaccurate. I don't know what this is. Dele comments coward. Why? Because I've read them and they're crap. Why should they, what? You want me to post a link to this video under each one of your silly comments? Is that what you think I should do? I mean, yeah, it'll make the video look a lot more active, but, you know, no, I don't think I'm going to bother. I don't want to waste people's time. You obviously do. My goal is to have a physics argument. Your goal isn't. God, amazing bullshit. Oh, Adam again. No one claims that Newton's cradles violate the laws of conservation of momentum. Well, I'm just arguing. It doesn't matter whether they claim it or not, okay? If I put something with 100 momentum in and I get 150 out going the same way, that's free momentum, fucker. There's just no way to undo it. Whatever's bouncing the other way, couldn't care less. Doesn't mean a damn thing. The fact is you have more energy going in this direction. You're too stupid to understand that? Alright, you need to put units into your numbers or they are completely meaningless. There are units, so you're meaningless. You're irrelevant. You're stupid. I've blocked them 3 times now. Holy crap, but you're an ignorant loser, aren't you? Time will tell. And, you know, I wish you had a real name. Hashtag not Alf hippies, because I want people to piss on your grave in the future. So when the future gets humiliated and they realize, oh, we really are monkeys, aren't we? We couldn't do better than that. And who led us in being monkeys? Who provoked us into being monkeys? Oh yeah, this hashtag guy. Let's piss on his grave. All right. When I went to school, people like you didn't accept real science. So they're saying it's real science to believe something without evidence. That's real science. So you have absolutely zero physical evidence indicating any hope that it takes 5 times the fuel to spin a motor 25 times the fuel to spin a motor 5 times as fast. And yet you're saying anybody who disagrees with you is unreasonable and deserves to be insulted. Amazing. And physics were false. So what's this? This is a little game he's playing. Failing. Not even going to watch the rest of the video or any of your other ignorance-laden secrecies. Alright, so this is an Al-Kahari video where the guy is obviously completely perverting reality by claiming that banging electrons into a flat piece of nickel is the same thing as shooting photons through 2 slits. I'll just I'll just block you. Save you some trouble there, fucker. Adam again. Alright, just amazing. Let's see. If you raise a massive object, well, here we go. At least it's a physics argument, so let's see if you can handle it. If you raise a massive object in a gravitational well, like the Earth's surface, you increase the potential energy. Well, the object has no potential energy. It has no energy. It has only the energy you're giving it by moving it. It itself doesn't have any energy. So it's silly to call it potential energy. It's as silly as saying a boat on the side of the Mississippi River has potential energy. It doesn't have anything until you put it in the river. The potential energy is the product of the mass, height, and acceleration of gravity. And I've pointed out, proven pretty decisively, MGH doesn't work. MGT does in all circumstances. MGT always gets the right answer. In the MKS system of ST, that is kilograms mass meters per second squared. Again, it's 1 second. The gravitational weight is 1 second. So there's no second squared. 1 second times 1 second is 1 second. When you drop that object, its potential energy converted into kinetic energy calculated mv squared. Yeah, I'm just saying that obviously Newton didn't think so, and I don't think so. That is units of kilograms mass. I mean, you can keep saying it, and you have no evidence of it. So until you prove it, it doesn't mean anything. And again, you've had 350 years to prove, okay, that 4 mass dropped 1 foot is the same energy as a 1 mass dropped 4 feet. You've had 350 years to do the experiment, and you haven't done it. I mean, it's so fucking silly. Let alone the 25 times the fuel to go 5 times as fast experiment. The distance covered by the free-falling object is, and again, who cares? So we've been over all this, Adam, and you know it. I mean, he's just a time waster. So I'm just going to delete the rest of his comments without bother reading them. The velocity at any time after letting go is the acceleration due to gravity, right? And the acceleration is in timed units, 9.8 meters per 1 second. That's how it works. You're in the gravity 2 seconds, you get 19.6. I mean, it's it's obvious. 2 units of gravitational force. You didn't get 4 units, you got 2 units. After falling the entire height h in time t, the initial potential energy, so this is all just a waste of time. Using the distance traveled, so again, and the whole argument is the distance traveled does not mean how much energy it collected because it's going fast through the gravity. You can only collect the gravity in units of time. It's like paint spray. You go through the paint spray really fast, you don't get hit by much. You go through it really slow, you get hit by a lot. It's exactly the same force. It's exactly the same mechanism. That's why there's an inverse square law. It fits perfectly. It's exactly how it works. And NASA knows it. That's the joke. NASA knows it. The total kinetic energy of the object at impact is mgh, which is exactly the potential energy it initially had. So again, there's absolutely no evidence. You have no physical evidence that's true. None. Zero. No experimental evidence. Oh, it's this hashtaggy guy again. LOL. Oh, wait. You were serious. Blah, 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 blah. Jesus Christ. I can't believe people waste their time with this. And they know I'm going to read these comments, and this is what they do. So they're just showing how you people, the objectors, can't make a reasoned argument. You can't do anything rational or civil. You're incapable of winning the argument in any kind of honorable way at all. You can't come close. MV is momentum, not weight. So we know that weight is created by... I don't have to do the scale thing again, do I? I mean, it's just so funny when they say this kind of crap, and you're just, what do you think a scale is reading? So if I turn a scale sideways and I bang into it, isn't that the same thing that's happening when you put a weight on the scale? It's momentum. That's all it's measuring. It's measuring momentum. Gravity gives you momentum. All right. You really should read a high school physics book. So again, this is Adam again. Oh my God. And no, these are not all the same thing. Look up the NIST subway map. No, I don't think I'm doing that. Of units, you see how they relate to each other. The fact is they do relate to each other very specifically and exactly. Okay, a foot-pound is exactly a certain number of joules, and a watt is exactly a certain number of joules. It all can be converted into the same unit. All right. So Stokes guy, I can't believe where of all of these loony comments coming from. You made a fallacy here. Okay, so this is an old video. 1/2 Kinetic is a free energy nut theory, volume 14. So that might just be one of the 5-minute videos. You forget that mass moving 2v will still have some velocity after the collision, says you, with the mass added after the collision. I don't know where I forgot any of that, but anyway, the energy in the system will add up to 6 joules as it was initially. What system? So again, that's just absolute nonsense. The argument is you can't make free momentum in a direction. Now you're claiming you can. I'm claiming that's ludicrous. Alright, these systems work by balancing the torque, so that doesn't mean anything either. There's no torque theory that says mv squared or the torque is anything other than momentum also. The effective force on both sides, yes, we're talking about the force. The force is exactly equal for a one mass going forward velocity. As you correctly say, a weight of x arbitrary units, y units away can be balanced by a weight 4x units away. Yeah, the point is what are their actual velocities? That defines their torque, right? The amount of momentum they have will define what torque they can apply to the axle. So there's absolutely no doubt about any of that. And it's momentum that decides how much torque it can apply. That's because the torques calculated as a product of the mass and the distance from the pivot are equal. Yeah, we're talking about the mass and the velocity, and you want to keep saying that distance has something to do with it, and it doesn't have anything. It's not about distance. It's about what's its absolute mass and velocity at the position you placed it. Okay. Oh, this is a long one. So velocity doesn't factor into the equation for levers. It'd be idiotic to say it doesn't. So of course, I'm not going to deny the existence of angular momentum. You wish to, that's your business, but yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of this now. I'll take care of it later. But yeah, fuck you. You're an idiot. Let's see. So to answer your question, the reason why the lever is tricking you is because you are incorrectly thinking that the kinetic energy on both sides needs to be balanced. I'm saying that yes, if it's energy, it's applying a force to the mechanism it's in. The mass has to still have the energy. You can't say it has energy, but it's not using it. I mean, you could say it, but it's not a stick of dynamite. It can't hide its energy as chemical energy. It can only have its energy as a mass and a velocity. Where in your theory can it hide its energy and not apply its energy? I mean, it's too silly. It's not the kinetic energy that needs to be balanced, it's the torque that needs to be balanced. So again, it's just a lie to say torque isn't exactly what momentum is. So you're just an idiot. It talks about stuff I neglected to mention. Yeah, I doubt that. Well, I'll leave this one up. Let's see, it's nonsense argument 1. Okay, so at least it's on the right subject. So this is going to be, this is their argument. So I'm going to put this argument next to my argument about the law of the lever. And somewhere in this convoluted crap, he's going to somehow demonstrate that levers are lying. That we don't have to consider the mass and the velocity of the object as its energy. So when it's put on top of a disk rotating, I have a disk rotating, I put a mass on top of the disk rotating. All of a sudden now it's not matter moving a velocity. Somehow it's hiding its energy. It's real energy. Yeah. Bullshit. All right. Do you have a name or link for that simulator you were running? No, I don't. You can't have it yet. It's not finished. Yeah, I mean, the guy who worked on it really should get proper credit, and it should be a proper, when it goes public, it should be done properly so the guy gets the proper credit for the work he's done. What you said, wah, 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 wah. What's the answer to your question, wah, 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 wah. Where did I get the information? So what the fuck use is that much? So we'll just block that, of course. All right. So yeah, I'm going to delete this because, frankly, yeah, it's not yours. It's my simulator. It's not your simulator. Not yet. Okay. Where all these new comments keep coming in. This could take forever. I could end up doing a whole live stream just on comments, right? I could be on for 8 hours or something. These are like new comments coming in, right? No, it's 9 hours ago. Where the fuck are all these comments coming from? The system works by balancing. Oh, okay, that's the one we're saving. Another member in good standing of the Crackpot Collective, their mantra, hear no science. So my whole existence on YouTube has been conversations about facts, science, logic, reasoning. So, it's amazing that somebody would say that when I make a ton of arguments in defense of evolution. I clearly have no use for conspiracy theories or any of that nonsense or UFOs or any of that crap. So it's just, this cheap little slanders people type. You can't do better than that, shithead. So another impossible to pronounce name, some Singh guy, Singh. It's so obvious that you are right, and 1/2 mv squared is absolute garbage, but still these idiots don't get it. Yes, that is the problem. I hope one day right physics like yours gets a place where it deserves. I hope it just gets a fair trial. Let's just have a fair trial. Let's have a real trial. Let's put the evidence on the table. For the quantum crap, all this bullshit, all this entanglement shit, all the rational counter arguments that can be made to all of that nonsense. And let's have the real trial. Okay, not this fake propaganda where they say so and they never have to accept anyone critiquing them or arguing with them. Where is the physics argument on YouTube? Is there any argument ever allowed on YouTube between somebody who thinks their physics is shit? Now, they'll argue with somebody else's physics. They'll tell somebody else theirs is nonsense, like the flat earthers. But where do they allow their physics to be critiqued? Again, I could go on and on about the Eddington experiment. How could anybody who loves science say that, well, that experiment should just be discounted, obviously? When the guy admits in his own journal that he got 10% of the data quality, and he's doing an impossibly difficult experiment, right? It's like seeing a fly at 40 feet. It's really a difficult experiment. And he only got 10% of the quality. Right there, anyone who loves science should say, you can't, don't even bother looking at that crap because it's not good enough. All right. Let's see. All right. So 11:18. Again, time codes are just so not useful. No, it cannot. I mean, unless you're going to quote what the person said, that it's just useless. But the larger object will be slowed down proportionally to the mass of the small object that it collides with. The point is there's only a total amount of stuff moving, and the stuff moving is electrons and protons, you could argue. And those electrons and protons can only give something what they have. They can't give more than they have. And yes, their simple problems are assuming perfect inelastic collision. So again, this is more nonsense, that they're not even doing elastic collisions. They're doing superelastic. They're putting springs on it. Superelastic isn't purely elastic. Because you're really just using a storage device in the middle of the experiment, and then the storage device, after the energy has all been consumed, then the storage device adds the energy that it's stored. The computations for friction loss and heat and intermolecular deformations, those are much more complex, and obviously no one's done any of them, so just lie some more. Look, link me to a paper. You say it takes 25 times the fuel to spin something 5 times as fast. Show me the paper. You are arguing points about year 1 physics that are answered in year 3 6 physics. So again, they're not answered. There's no evidence. You need evidence. You still don't get that, right? That if you're going to claim 350 years ago that 4 pounds drop 1 foot is the same as 1 pound drop 4 feet, same energy, same impact energy, same force collected, then you have to show it to be true with a fucking evidence, an experiment that collects the energy. Amazing. And all those experiments you say have not been done most certainly have. So that's just a lie. So where are they? I'm asking you for the links, okay? All these clowns post me to the link to this evidence. Where is there any experimental evidence demonstrating it takes 25 times the fuel to spin something 5 times as fast? Where is your evidence? You don't even have car crash evidence demonstrating any of this. The only car crash evidence that exists basically just says, yeah, you go 50 miles an hour, you crush this much. You go 100 miles an hour, you crush twice as much. You would know this had gone to your year 2, 4, and I mean, what is this undergrad shit? All this university talk. What does this have to do with the physics argument? Nothing. It has nothing to do with providing a piece of evidence. Why can't if you're going to say there's a geyser in Wyoming that spews water every hour, well, couldn't you take a video of it? I just have to believe you because you say so. I mean, these are experiments that aren't even, they're really not challenging, right? I mean, I don't think it's going to be that challenging to do a nice clinical experiment, say dropping 2 objects of the same size with these mass ratios from the proper heights into a vacuum sealed container of water, for example, and measuring the temperature increase. Amazing. Okay, another time coder. Scientists are arrogant, obnoxious, and tyrannical. Can you listen to yourself? What is this? What is this, if not true arrogance? So again, I draw it, I explain it, I in every way point out why I have reasonable doubt, and this is what you get as a reply. Garbage. Okay, coming up against people who brought you this very computer. So again, more lies. Okay, I worked in a machine shop in my youth. Okay, I frankly, invented some pretty good hardware machines in terms of ideas of using solar panels instead of using photodiodes. So I actually played. The company I worked for was really poor, but it spent the money just because it was such a cool thing. Okay, the first diode laser, and it cost $40, and it burned out in 2 hours. But it was cool. So I know this technology, jackass, and it wasn't invented by this wooey baby talk, this quantum crapola. All right. It sure as fuck wasn't anybody before Einstein. So, and again, let's understand, Einstein described the photoelectric effect in 1905. And they didn't make a transistor until whatever, 1956 or something. 65 maybe. With all you have put on the table and achieved, you embarrassing unless a piece of clickbait doesn't work. You embarrassing unless piece of clickbait which doesn't work. So again, please piss on his grave. Please, 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 please. The future, please. Find them, piss on them. Because these are the people that ruin civilizations. These shit talkers. Don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Can't make a straight up, can't fight a fair fight, can't do anything in any kind of honorable way. Who the fuck is this anyway? Ray Fighter. Ray Fighter? What the fuck is this hunk of shit? I have to open it in a private way. Oh, he has some fucking, I don't know, Nordic thing. Yeah. And his videos are, faggoty animations. Yeah. Animations of, like, I don't know, men in tights. Okay. Yeah, that's really cool. Fuck you. Oh, God, I hate this planet. Alright, E equals ma times d. So again, you keep using this acceleration term as if it means something. An acceleration is just an added velocity. It's not some kind of special thing. Okay. The accounting for where the energy went is in the mass, my friend. So somehow the energy's hiding in the mass, so you can't see it. More mass makes more energy to move in equal speed compared to the lighter mass. So this makes no sense at all. The energy is conserved just as the momentum is. So in every single collision between unequal masses, you can never conserve both the momentum and the kinetic energy. It's a physical impossibility, you dumb fuck. Stokes guy again. Energy equals force times distance. And we've already been there and done that, and it's wrong. Okay. Mass times acceleration times distance. Again, distance is not how you acquire gravity. It's not 9.8 meters per meter. Is it 9.8 meters per meter? No, it's per a unit of time. For example, if a 1 kilogram ball falls 10 meters above the earth, then the energy done is 1 times 9.8 times 10. Yes, and it's your statement. It's not proven by any evidence. So that's exactly what's at stake here. So again, where's your evidence that 4 pounds dropped 1 foot is the same energy as 1 pound dropped 4 feet? Where's your, twice the velocity? Where's your evidence? 1 pound with twice the velocity has the same energy as 4 pounds with 1 velocity. Where? Certainly not on a football field anywhere. So energy is always, energy is a way to find the velocity of an object after a certain amount of force over a certain amount of distance is applied on the object. So, and again, it doesn't happen by distance. It happens in units of time. That's Galileo's argument. 1, 3, 5, 7. Those distances all get the same 9.8. They don't get something more. You don't travel more distance and get more gravitational energy. It doesn't fucking happen. It's not real. You have no physical evidence that it acquires any extra energy but the units of time, the units of velocity. Okay, given it has an initial amount of 0 force, so this is, we've been over this so many times, and there's just no point in doing this again. Let's see what video this is on. Physics is just another silly religion. So this is the new video, and you can't do better than this? Oh, brother. I wonder if you could share with us your qualifications that enable you to claim, Professor, I don't need to have any qualifications to call a liar, okay? And the fact is, do you really think shooting electrons at a flat piece of nickel is exactly the same as shooting photons through 2 slits? Do you think that's a plausible argument? Same experiment. Jesus Christ. So again, this is this appeal to authority. So because the authorities say something, so it just matters, whatever the Pope says, you believe. So whatever they tell you, you believe. It doesn't have to be reasonable. You believe in dark matter. You believe in antimatter. You believe in all of it. Because they tell you. Pathetic. How do you manage to breathe and walk at the same time? Well, that's just such a waste of time that yes, we will just block him. I think I'll listen to the guy who has a Master's of Science in Physical. Yes, this is the Wolfram guy. So again, there was nothing in what I was saying. Oh, this is the different. No, this is the actual guy that's a NASA engineer. I point out in the video he's a NASA. He worked for NASA, and the whole point was to get him to talk about these subjects, and he wouldn't do it. That was the whole point of the, there's nothing else in the video except pointing out the fact that, well, why don't you as a NASA engineer tell us what the truth is? Show us the facts, show us that 1/2 mv squared landed on the moon. Because NASA already concedes it's Newtonian physics. They're using momentum. Alright. So, whatever. A useless mush. Appeal to authority once again. Alright. That's all they've got. Alright, so let's see if there's anything new. Wow, I was almost thinking I wasn't going to get through this. Now I'm asking for more. That's really dumb. Okay, so whatever the big boom is, it's over. So at least that's good to know. So this little hit of comments, I mean, somebody must have posted a link on Twitter or some other kind of bullshit. So all these morons showed up for some dopey reason. Alright, so we'll get back to the normal pace, which is nothing. But it just does show you that it just doesn't matter. I mean, most people are just doopy, bandwagon riding morons. They don't pay any attention to thinking or understanding for themselves. They just go find somebody else to tell them what to believe. Tell me, Mommy, what should I believe? That's all they can do. It's pitiful. Alright, so that's enough of this. Okay, yeah, this is a long video, I think. Alright, so till the next time and such. So I'm going to do an add-on to the lever, just because the spinning top it has both arguments in it. It has not only the angular momentum, which is the same as linear momentum, so it has both in it. It has the motion of the object this way, and it also has the tilting argument. This top won't spin because you have unequal weights on it. And it also won't spin because the two weights you have are imbalanced and it's going to process and crash. You can't make a gyroscope with your theory. If I weight the gyroscope by your theory, it won't work.